Also, Complex has put out their 10 most influential women in sports. And Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one.
Someone should check on Angel Reese because Caitlin Clark just completely outplayed her. Clark crossed her over, leaving Reese looking bad on the floor. Yep, the so-called Bayou Barbie just got dunked on by Clark in the rankings for the most influential female athletes. Did Clark really pull up from way beyond the three-point line and hit a shot on Reese's whole reputation? Is the internet finally admitting who's the top player in women's basketball? Get ready, because this ranking might bring even more drama than LSU's locker room.
Announcing the top 10 most influential athletes right now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark, check. Breaking records. Caitlin Clark, check. Proving their impact goes far beyond the game, from sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion. These women are leading the way. If this is a top 10 list, then sitting on the top of that list, there's only one right answer. There's only one correct choice.
Another year, another loss for Angel Reese. This time, it's not on the court, not in the stats, and not even in the endless Twitter fights she can't stay away from. No, this one hurts more. Caitlin Clark has been named the most influential female athlete of 2025. And let's be real, was there ever really a competition? Oh wait, Angel Reese probably thought there was. How cute.
Angel Reese is not going to like this because, well, she got beaten by Caitlin Clark for number one. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. I think it's hilarious. I will tell you right off the bat, I don't believe there's a singular world, where Angel Reese should be ahead of Simone Biles either. There, I put that out.
For someone who prides herself on being that girl, it must be exhausting always coming second to the real star. It's almost like Caitlin Clark is playing chess while Angel Reese is still figuring out how to move the pieces. Over and over, Clark keeps winning, whether it's breaking records, headlining big games, or actually making a real impact on the sport. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's biggest contribution seems to be inspiring a whole new generation of sore losers. Quite the legacy to be proud of, truly.
The woman who's been putting women's basketball on her back for the better part of 3 years now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark has men watching women's basketball.
Let's talk about real influence. True influence is getting fans, new and old, to watch women's basketball, selling out arenas, and making executives throw billion-dollar TV deals your way. Influence is when your name comes up in conversations with the greats, not because of made-up drama, but because of real skill. Caitlin Clark walks into a gym, and suddenly the WNBA, NBA, and every sports media outlet are scrambling to cover her. She doesn't need to demand respect, it just happens. Meanwhile, Angel Reese. Well, she relies on Twitter rants, constant self-promotion, and a victim complex the size of an Olympic stadium just to stay in the conversation.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game, where the Indiana Fever are going to play the Brazilian national team at Carver Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin's college facility, sold out. They went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders for women's basketball. And then general admission was supposed to go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm hearing rumblings of like maybe scalpers got in, like the secondary market is already crazy.
Oh, but don't worry, Angel has her moments, like that time she went viral for checks notes, complaining about not being treated like Caitlin Clark. Because, yeah, that's definitely how you gain influence, by pouting. Newsflash, respect is earned, not just wished into existence. If only someone had told her that before she made a career out of convincing the world she's oppressed by, checks notes again, being outshined by someone who's simply better.
Because when we went to the WNBA games and we went to go watch Caitlin Clark when they came to play the Washington Mystics in D.C. and they shut that they had to move the game from the Washington Mystics WNBA arena to the actual Washington arena where the Wizards played, and it was packed. It was sold out for people to see Caitlin Clark. That did not happen the day before that when they went to Chicago to play Angel Reese.
And speaking of being better, it's honestly hilarious how every time Angel Reese tries to one-up Caitlin, it blows up in her face. Want to make headlines? Caitlyn does it by casually dropping 40 points on a Tuesday. Angel does it by making a controversial statement and acting shocked when people hold her accountable. Want to be the face of women's basketball? Caitlyn does it by actually being great at basketball. Angel tries to do it by forcing a rivalry that, let's be honest, only exists in her head. It's giving main character syndrome without the talent to back it up. But let's take a moment to really appreciate how Caitlyn Clark's dominance has exposed Angel Reese's whole gimmick, the fake bravado, the constant need for attention, the tiring victim narrative. None of it holds up when compared to someone who just lets their game speak for itself. It's like watching someone try to convince the world they're a movie star while standing next to an Oscar winner. Painful.
Collegiate level, Caitlin Clark has broken records. At the professional level, Caitlin Clark has broken records. Viewership, Caitlin Clark has broken records. Attendance, Caitlin Clark has broken records. Merchandise, proving their impact goes far beyond the game. From sold-out arenas to game-changing moves in business and fashion, these women are leading the way. Business and fashion, you saw the NIL deals rolling out. You see the sponsorship deals that she currently is a part.
And now, with this latest embarrassment, another list, another loss for Angel Reese. She has to watch as Caitlin Clark cements herself as the name in women's sports. This isn't just about a ranking, it's about what it represents. The world sees Caitlin Clark as the future, the leader, the game changer. Angel Reese. She's just there, talking a lot and winning very little. But hey, there's always next year, right? Maybe if Angel Reese spent less time on social media and more time actually excelling at basketball, instead of playing the perpetual underdog, she might finally make it onto a list. Until then, she'll just have to settle for what she does best, being the loudest person in the room while Caitlin Clark keeps proving why she's the only one that truly matters. So let's be clear, Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of influence, couldn't even get enough people to care about her pre-season debut with the Chicago Sky, not even a charity-level sellout for the supposed biggest personality in women's basketball. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark sneezes in the direction of a basketball court, and tickets vanish faster than Angel's humility in a post-game interview.
That's what they got on her. Caitlin Clark, she ran away with number one. I don't think that should surprise us. She came away with number one. Caitlin Clark is redefining the entire landscape of women's sports. That's right. Her dominance on the court has shattered outdated narratives about women's sports, proving that women's basketball can be just as marketable and widely watched as men's. But the Caitlin Clark effect goes far beyond her performance. It's reshaping the entire sports landscape. Clark's impact is undeniable. Her presence alone boosts the WNBA attendance by 105%.
Indiana Fever tickets. Poof, gone, disappeared. Just like common sense when Angel Reese decided she deserved to be on a most influential list before even stepping foot in the WNBA. As for Chicago Sky tickets, let's just say they're still available. Plenty of them. You could literally walk up on game day and pick whatever you want, courtside, mid-level, nosebleeds. Well, no nosebleeds because no one showed up high enough for them to even exist. Yet somehow, Angel Reese thinks she's on the same level as Caitlin Clark when it comes to impact. Delusion might be a strong word, but what else do you call it when someone thinks they're the main character while sitting on an empty stage? Right now, she's the basketball equivalent of a band selling tour shirts before they've even released a single song. And the funniest part? There was actual demand to see Angel Reese play, just not for the reason she thinks. People wanted to see her go up against Clark, the one who actually brings crowds, moves merchandise, and gets people to care about women's basketball. But when left to her own devices, crickets. Turns out, fans aren't flocking to the arena just to see someone scowl and complain. Who knew?